Hey guys, Richard Oki here, and I know you're expecting to see Colin, but Colin can't make it for today's video. He's sorting some stuff out for our new office, so I have stepped in. I'm going to be presenting to you a live Watch Me Build campaign using Clickbank offers and combining that with Facebook ads, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a Clickbank and Facebook ads Watch Me Build, which means I'm going to be showing you exactly step by step how I would build out a Facebook ads campaign for a Clickbank offer. And I'm going to be showing you everything from finding the offer inside a Clickbank, setting up the campaign inside of Facebook, finding creatives, writing up ad copy, all the things you need step by step to actually creating a successful campaign you're going to get inside of this video. Now, if you want anything in addition to this video and you want to take things to the next level with your Clickbank and affiliate marketing business, make sure you check out the link in the description below for access to a free training. All right, now let's get started. So what I want to do here, I've got like a notepad up here. I'm just going to walk you through some of the steps that we're going to take. So step number one, we're going to do our Clickbank product research. And how do I make this bigger? Make this bigger. Just in case any of you watching are as blind as I am, make that a little bit bigger. So what I mean by Clickbank product research is we're going to look through some offers, find a niche, look at some of the offers, research some of the offers, and pick an offer to run our campaigns. All right. So we pick an offer, then we can research FB interests, very important. Then find ad creatives. Then once you've got some ad creatives, what can we do next? Create ad copy, set up landing page. In this video, when I say set up landing page, we're going to be setting up the landing page using ClickFunnels, just to make it very straightforward for everybody. I know there's some affiliates watching this are a little bit more advanced, and you'll be using direct HTML landers, but for this Watch Me Build, I'm making it very straightforward for all type of affiliates, beginners and not so beginners as well. So I'm going to be using ClickFunnels for that. So ClickFunnels, and after we have the landing page set up, we have the landing page. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That should be everything. And connect the systems, and then set up FB campaign. That's it. So I'm going to move this this note over to my other screen. So right now we are in step one. So we're going to do some Clickbank product research. So if you are at home right now, you're watching this, behind your home laptop or wherever you are, grab a coffee, grab a notepad, and let's go through this step by step. Okay? It's very important that when you're approaching an affiliate marketing campaign, you are doing things properly. All right? And even though this is this video is going to be like maybe around half hour or so, you want to spend more time than I am. So everything I'm doing, especially if you're a beginner, do it in more detail and spend a little bit more time than I am. All right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to look at the niches that we want to run. All right? So because I'm running on Facebook, and because you are most likely a beginner when it comes to running affiliate marketing campaigns on Facebook, we're going to run a niche that is fairly safe. Okay, and don't get me wrong, there isn't really any niche that's completely safe. Even if you're doing white hat e-commerce campaigns, you can still get your account shut down if you don't run things in a compliant way. But just to give you a head start and to reduce the chance of you getting into any issues with Facebook, we're going to run a niche where you pretty much can't fuck it up. And if you do fuck it up, then you really fucked it up. But in most cases, you should be fine running this successfully. So I'm going to have a look at green products inside of Clickbank and home and garden. Alright, so just click the first one. So I guess we're going to go with this one, green products. And I want to have a look at some of these offers, right? So this new battery reconditioning. So this easy battery, I know this is doing quite well. I know some affiliates are doing some really big numbers with this one offer. Backyard Revolution, this is another good one. Ultimate Energizer, and you know, take a look at some of these stats, right? So the average sale, and well, let's look at these stats. The initial sale on average for this offer is around $50.13, all right? And the average rebuild total, all right? The average rebuild total is $472, all right? Which means that the lifetime value of a lead, so somebody that you get to convert on this offer, is crazy high. So imagine it costs you, I don't know, $10 to get somebody to this, to convert on this offer, and they end up, you know, having a rebuild total of almost $500, right? That's what, like almost like a 20 times or 30 times, 40 times, 50 times return on investment, which is crazy, all right? And, you know, this is why when you're looking at these Clickbank offers, make sure you're looking at these stats over here, because you want to get the full picture of the offer, all right? And don't get me wrong, these stats are giving me the general view of all the affiliates on average, but if you see that on average affiliates are generating $472, that is a very good sign for any offer on Clickbank, all right? Okay, so I've picked these 3 offers, I've selected them. So what I want to do now is I'm going to select each of these landing pages that I've opened up in a new tab. So this is the easy battery reconditioning offer. And let me just show you that offer. That is this offer with $50 sale. So let's take a look. I know this offer does really well. So it's got a standard VSL page. Initial $47 payment. Cool. Now, and then it's got a standard landing page, some social proof like testimonials, etc. And this is what I like to see. I like to, you know, make sure that the landing pages are good. So when you're running any offer in Clickbank, when you're doing your product research, make sure you actually visit the landing pages. And I would always suggest that you actually watch the whole VSL. And you may be wondering, why would you want to watch the whole of the VSL, all right? If you're promoting a product, you need to know exactly what the product is selling. Like, you need to know the value of the product, you need to know the problems that it solves, you need to know the presented solution, you need to know the true pain points of the target audience, because all that information is what you can leverage inside of your ad copy and inside of the, you know, the way that you run your campaign. If you don't have any idea, then you're just putting in rubbish, and you're going to get very low conversion rates, very low click-through rates, etc. Poor data, because you're not having good synergy with the audience or the intended audience on the campaign. So, you know, this lander looks good. And another thing I like to do is I like to open up SimilarWeb. So you can't see it on your screen, but I've got an extension for SimilarWeb in Chrome, which I've just selected. And I can see now that there's good growth in this offer, which means that more and more affiliates are picking it up, more and more current affiliates who are running the offer are increasing their traffic, which indicates that the offer should be doing well, right? You're not going to increase your traffic for a particular offer if the offer isn't converting for you. So this is always a good sign. I always like to run offers that has a positive trend line. When it has a downward trend, I usually don't want to be the last person to the party, because what that tells me is that the offer may have been good and now it's no longer converting as well, or maybe something's changed and, you know, affiliates will start running that offer. So I like to look at where there's a positive trend line, and I like to run offers in that way too. So yeah, this offer looks good. Let's have a look at another one. So this is the backyard.
Hi, I'm Andy, and today I want to let you in on.
How do I pause that? Yeah, so that was the backyard revolution offer. We see we got a standard VSL as well, and I know this offer does do really well. So this is another type of lander. So this lander doesn't have any social proof, because the focus is purely on getting people to watch the VSL. All the value is told in the VSL. So people kind of just are kind of forced in some way to watch the VSL. And as they watch it, they are sold to, and, you know, they get warmed up and ready to convert, and then they're presented with that order now button and maybe some products that they can purchase. underneath. Maybe that can be scheduled at a certain time. All right, but this is a good lander as well. I always love to run landers, and I actually have a personal rule where I only run landers with VSLs because I know the power of a good VSL when you're running Clickbank offers. Okay, so I'm going to again do the same thing. I'm going to open up similar web, and I can see with this offer we got a downward trend. All right, so with the last offer we saw an upward trend, and with this one we see it downward, and it's kind of leveling out a bit, but still it went from around 260k visits all the way down to 125k, 120k, 117k. So we're looking at almost 150,000. Well, like let's look at it statistically. If we had 250k or 260k, and it's now down to 117, so more than a half of the traffic has disappeared from nowhere. All right, and that traffic hasn't just been affiliates that have given up on affiliate marketing. Most likely these are affiliates that have realized that it's not converting as well, or there are offers in the same niche where they can send that traffic to instead, which are converting better, which means that there's other Clickbank offers that could be doing really well for this niche. Okay, so for me, this is kind of just part of the process. I don't really say like, if the offer has a downward trend, I am never going to run it. This just helps me make a decision when I have a few offers to choose from, like I do today. Okay, so yeah, so that was good information to get. And let's look at this other offer. So this is the ultimate energizer offer. So the third offer. So that was the one with a crazy rebuild total. So 472 on the rebuilds, and that is this offer right here. And again, another standard VSL lander. And these VSL landers, they do really well on Clickbank, like very, very well. So again, I like to see that. I like the layout. Revealed at last, ancient invention generates energy on demand. So again, you can even target solar niche for these sort of offers as well. But this is a good VSL. So let's take a look at similar web and have a look at the trend line. Let's take a look. So the trend is actually going up, and this is an offer that potentially could blow up. Okay, I think this offer is, at least the layout from the offer is new. Yeah, so fresh 2020 offer. So this is a potential gem because we're seeing this offer is growing from 40k in September, and now it's on almost 150,000. So it's almost 3x in growth in terms of how many affiliates are running it. So this is an offer that, by the end of 2020, if this offer is doing really well, remember that you heard it here first, because this is where you start to see the gems of offers that are converting really well for specific audiences. Okay, so I would say this is a really good offer that we potentially could run. Let's have a look. So again, once I've kind of looked at an offer and I think there's some potential there, my next step is to go to the affiliates page and just take a look at the materials that they provide for affiliates. And also it gives me a bit more information on the offer as well. So let's have a look. So this is the Affiliate Resources Center for this offer. Okay. But yeah, you can tell this is quite a new one. This doesn't really look like a very good affiliates area, to be perfectly honest with you. Where do I need to go? Okay, so this is the Ultimate Energizer. Click here for resources. 8 to 12% conversion rate. EPCs of $2.30. Yeah. And when you see those EPCs that are crazy high, some of these Clickbank offers, if you got good traffic, like I've seen EPCs of like $4 or more, which is very, very high, if you know what EPC means. So the Ultimate Energizer Guide, Affiliate Center, email swipes, banners, custom tools. Okay, so these are the emails. Alright, so it's not really that much available, but let's just take a look anyway. Unusual generator. So it's like, this is like generators, right? Okay. Could more people produce their own energy? The school teacher started helping thousands to just do that. Okay. I'm still not entirely sure personally what the angle of the offer is. Alright? However, like I said before, what I would typically do for an offer like this is I'd watch the whole VSL and I would learn what they're actually trying to sell. But I think I can get the gist of it from reading this. Let's see. Or maybe not. Don't really get what this offer even does right now. So we're gonna go for the other offer. Just because I know what this does, it's very straightforward. I would be interested in this offer. However, I would need to watch the VSL, which I'm not going to do, obviously, for this Watch Me Build. So we're going to run with this offer. So this new battery reconditioning, that's the offer we're going to run. We're going to pick this offer. So this is the offer that I've picked. So if I pull this down here, so the offer is easy battery. So easy battery reconditioning. Awesome. Easy battery reconditioning. Alright. So when it comes to the next phase, researching Facebook interest, what I like to do is I actually like to pull up alexa.com. Alright, so alexa.com. Let this load up. Alright, so don't worry, you don't have to pay for this. You don't have to, it doesn't cost you a thing. We're not actually setting up a trial or anything. All you want to do is go to tools and then head over to top sites. And this allows you to find interest that some people may not necessarily be looking at. Alright. So go to by category. And whilst that's loading up, I'm going to pull up my other screen. Get something ready for you guys. So I'm actually doing on my other screens, I'm actually getting Facebook's audience insights ready because we're going to do the two in cohesion, okay? So for this offer, it's battery reconditioning. So I would say that this is like home, yeah. And then DIY, that sort of thing, if that's there. Yeah, so DIY, emergency preparation, home improvement. Let's have a look. But I would say the first two are definitely relevant for this battery reconditioning offer. The third one less so, but we'll still take a look at what's presented. Awesome. Okay, great. So I also have my audience insights from Facebook here as well. So I'm just going to pull that down right here. Awesome. So what we do in Alexa, this is one of the things I've opened up inside of Alexa. So this is one of the categories. I think this is the do-it-yourself category. Yeah. And what I can see here is I can see all of these different sites, right? So Instructables, ehow.com, WonderHowTo, handymantips.org. And what this does is it means that these are potentially small audiences on Facebook that could be interested in this particular offer because this is a do-it-yourself offer. It's a, so that sort of person who is interested in doing things themselves will be the same type of person who's interested in battery reconditioning, right? So what we're doing right now is we're doing that audience research. We're making sure that our audience matches correctly with the offer, okay? So right now we have this Instructables.com, ehow.com, WonderHowTo. So what I then do is I would go into audience insights on Facebook and go to interest and I put let's say Instructables. That would be one interest potentially, right? So this is a small interest, 100k people. And then let's see if there's any others that could be presented here. So ehow. Yeah, so again, this is quite a big one, 800 to 900k people. And what I will do is I'll just go through maybe the top 5 of each category that are selected. So this is another category. And see if these are available interests inside of Facebook. And then this can be my initial interest that I will target for my campaign. All right. Obviously, I know that not all of the interest is going to convert, but I would find little pockets of traffic that are going to convert for me. Okay, and that's what you can do. So what I will start doing now is I'm going to start listing out these interests. Let me pull up my thing here. So I'm going to be writing these down. So we've got instructables. That was available. ehow.com. What is that doing? ehow. Hey, autocorrect sometimes. Wonder How To. So I haven't actually checked if Wonder How To is an available interest. But let's take a look. And if you're not sure what I'm doing and how I got to this screen, you want to go to Audience Insights inside of your Facebook account. Alright, so I'm just going to pull this screen up. It's very, very easy to find. But it really kind of depends on if you're using the new Facebook layout or the old Facebook layout. But either way, it's very straightforward. This is taking ages to load up. But you want to be going to business.facebook.com and then you want to find the menu, and then just scroll down in the menu. You should be able to find Audience Insights. So this thing right here in the menu. I'm going to close that down again because it's taking too long. And let's try and find 5 interests. So let's see if Wonder How To is there. Wonder How To. Is that an available interest? I don't think so. So nothing is popping up for this one, which means that it potentially is not an available interest, okay? What I would normally do is I would just keep going down that list, just trying to find some stuff. And obviously, because I may have a bigger budget for running a test campaign than you might do if you're starting out, I would test out maybe like a lot more interest than you might do. I would say at least try to test out 5 starting out. But you know, if I'm running a fresh campaign, I may test like 15 interests, and I may realize that only 3 were converting. But I have a better chance of finding that 3 than you would if you're only testing 5 initially. If that makes sense. So, but that's just part of the game. You know, if you have the budget to start like how I am, then that's fine. You know, when I was first starting out, I didn't have the same budget either, but you just got to figure it out. So I put in a few more of these websites, and they're not coming up to interest. I'm going to try another category. So ready.gov. So this is more like emergency preparation category. So these are like people that really want to make sure that they are okay if there's any like, I don't know, random wars or like zombie apocalypse sort of thing. What's this? No, not government employees. I don't want that. And this strategy for finding these interests is something that just allows you to find those not obvious interests, all right? So these interests that you find it could get you a lot of conversion, very high ROI, and I wouldn't say that they're going to scale because a lot of the interests are quite small. However, they give you that data that you can use to then scale, because they'll give you all the purchases that you can then use to maybe create a lookalike audience on Facebook. So don't worry too much about the size. As long as the audience is good and they convert, you will be getting enough conversion on your campaign that you can create lookalike audiences. I think you need at least 100 purchases to create a lookalike audience, which you can do if you're doing the right, if you've targeted the right interest. So I've put in a few more of these. They're not popping up for this one. So we may need to, usually I would go through the whole list because I know there'll be more. But for this example, I'm not going to go through everything, obviously. But in this case, if you do come to a situation where you're trying this and you don't find that all the interests are showing up in Facebook, you can do a combination. You can do a combination of hyper-targeted interests that you found through this method, and then you can have a combination of like interests that are obvious. All right. So if I was to go into Facebook and I'll put do it yourself, so DIY. In the United States, 50 million to 60 million people. Obviously, you do your target. You're going to do men. You're going to do like, I don't know, above, I don't know, let's say 30. The audience begins to shrink, and then you can do more targeting. So you can implement a strategy with this one where the audience is too big. When you're inside of Facebook, I'm going to show you when I get into Facebook later on, is you can actually do the narrow targeting to reduce that audience size, because that audience of 15 to 20 mil is a little bit too big for you to run for your campaign. But anyway, so we've got two definite interests. I'm going to start adding some of the broader interests as well. So do it yourself. That'll be another one. Emergency preparation. Yep. So it's called emergency preparedness. Okay. Let's see how big that is on its own. Okay, that's way too small. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to leave this right now, and we're going to do the broader one inside of Facebook's campaign creator, because when you're creating a campaign, Facebook does those recommendations, provides recommendations for you, and it's just an easier way to find those broader interests to target. So I'm going to leave that for now. So we've got 3 interests that we're definitely going to target. We're going to find 2 more using Facebook's tool later on. But for now, let's go ahead and let's start looking for some creatives inside of this campaign. All right, let's take a look at some of the creatives we can find. So we're doing a battery reconditioning offer. So I can literally just go to Google and put battery reconditioning, and we can take a look at some of these offers. If you have the budget, I would suggest at this stage you can move into a spy tool to get some inspiration. But again, I'm trying to make this, what can build for everybody. So if you don't have the budget, you can literally just go to Google, and you shouldn't have that much of a big difference in your results. All right, as long as you're finding good images. So images like this, where there's a few, big batteries do well. There's some hand action going on over there. Again, that promotes some level of curiosity. So this is a good image that we can run. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save this image. So make a new folder. Call it battery reconditioning. It's definitely not battery reconditioning. And yeah, I'm just going to save that. And we're going to open that folder. Okay. There it is. Awesome. So I'm just going to put that to the side for now. Alright, so we have the battery reconditioning one image ready. So let's try and aim to find around 5 images. I'm just going to look for some more images that we can find here. So let's take a look. Let's have a look here. This image is good. I would say this image has been overused on Facebook. So if you've ran this offer before on Facebook, if you have any experience with Clickbank, you'll know that this image has been rinsed out. However, you can still find some profits if you're using this image. There's still potential for you to make money off that image if you are smart, right? You can find your own way of running that image. Okay, so I'm gonna still save that. Let's have a look for some more. This one's okay. So again, you're obviously seeing a trend in the type of images that I'm selecting. So for battery reconditioning, I guess for the audience, seeing a big battery really provokes their curiosity, all right? Because these are the sort of images that tend to do well. Now, what we can do is we can actually try and find an image that's slightly different, just for our testing, because at every stage, every 3 months, I would say, audiences tend to maybe move on to different angles. So I try to keep my creators quite fresh, and to do that, especially with Facebook, you want to test out different things. Test out things that you think would never work. Test out things that were never working before, because now they could be working. Okay, that's very important. So I'm going to save this one as a wildcard image. So now we have 4, and let's try and find another one. Yes, this is a good one. Cool. So we now have our 5 images ready for our campaign. So what I now want to do is I actually want to start writing some ad copy. Okay. So let's take a look here. So 5 images found, ad copy. Okay. So let's do the headline. So if you don't know what a headline is inside of Facebook, actually let me do this part inside of Facebook. So I'm just gonna pull up Facebook and I'm gonna get everything set up, because you need to be able to see how things look like on the Facebook side, especially if you have never run a Facebook ad before. Yeah, that's gonna be super important. So what we're actually going to do here is we're going to skip forward a few steps just so you can actually see how things look like inside of Facebook. So bear with me, just getting everything set up on the other screen. And whilst you're waiting, you can look at this beautiful arrangement of batteries over there. Alright, so everything's getting loaded up nicely. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna running a traffic campaign initially. Now, a traffic campaign is literally what it says on the tin. So that's a campaign where we're driving traffic to our website, okay? And that's the primary goal of the campaign. Whereas you can also run, conversion campaigns, you can run video views campaigns. They all have different goals that are aligned to them. And Facebook's algorithm will be optimizing for that specific goal, and that specific objective. Now, our traffic campaign is just focused on driving as many clicks as possible to our sites at the cheapest rate, okay? So I would say this is a good objective for you to start with when you're running, when you're first running, your money campaigns, you're first trying to make money off these campaigns with Clickbank and Facebook. However, when you do gain some experience, I would say that you start to move towards the conversion campaigns, because you want to build out conversions based on your purchase data, and that allows you to leverage Facebook's algorithm, Facebook's AI, so that it can then find more traffic that looks like the people that have purchased through you before, okay? Which means that you then get to a point where your ROI is actually increasing over time, and you're actually doing less work because you're giving Facebook's algorithm the data so that it can work for you, which is the most optimal situation when you're running ads using a smart, system such as Facebook ads. All right, so we're gonna name this campaign US Easy Battery Recon FB newsfeed. All right. You can run this as a CBO if you want to. So budget optimization essentially means that your budget is split at a campaign, at a campaign level. So your budget is set at a campaign level, but it's spread using the AI on the ad set level, which essentially means that you may have $100 budget, and if Facebook realizes that these 2 ad sets are doing great and the other ad sets are not doing so great, Facebook's algorithm will automatically send more of the budget to the winning ad sets. Okay, so it's quite powerful if you know how to use it. However, if you don't know how to use it, you can keep things simple whilst you still have whilst you're still not being forced to use CBO, and just use it, just run without it. Okay, so for now I'm going to run without CBO, which is campaign budget optimization. I'm just going to press continue there. Let's take a look. So we're actually skipping a step, which is all good. It's fine. But just to let you know, in case you're wondering what we're doing right now, we are going through the campaign setup already. All right, just because I need to show you a few things. So where are we? All right, so we're gonna run this in the United States. The US of A. All right, and I like to put people living in this location. It depends on how you want to run your campaign. If you have bigger budget, I would suggest keep it broad, let the algorithm do the work. However, if you're doing a traffic campaign and you're not optimizing for conversions, then I would suggest maybe starting from like an older audience, maybe 30, 35 plus. Let's just keep 30 for now. Let's see. Let's do men. Assuming you've done your research on the audience, pick the most relevant gender initially. If you have more budget, you can create separate ad sets per gender, etc. But if you don't have as much budget, just pick one that's, you know, the product is most relevant to. That way you find, you know, lower hanging fruit for your campaigns as well, okay, which is super, super important. Okay, so now that we have a gender selected, we can move on to the next stage, which is detailed targeting. And that is essentially us selecting our interests, okay? So what you want to do, and again, this depends on your budget. Now, we would always suggest that you split up your ad sets by interest, so you can actually figure out which interests are getting you conversions. And we're just going to be running with one ad set just for this example. I'm not going to create all the different ad sets, etc. Just because we're going to be running out of time. But I'm just going to show you how you'd be adding an interest. So I would put in, for example, instructables. So if I pull up those notes, we see these are the interests that we found so far. Instructables, ehow.com, do it yourself. So I can see instructables here. So within that audience range, it's only 45,000, which means that I would want to combine instructables with another audience, okay? So there may be like 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 very small audiences that you find, and you want to stack those audiences so you get to like maybe 200 to 500,000 in terms of the audience size, all right? But I would never run an audience size less than 100,000 on its own. It's just too small. Frequency goes up, which means your cost per impression goes up. It's just not. It's not worth the you know, your time and effort. All right. So if you have a situation like this, don't worry about it. Just stack the audiences together in one ad set. That's fine. Okay. Now, when it comes to splitting up splitting up ad sets by interest, I'm talking about when you have interests that have a bigger audience. Okay. So I'll do that I'll create an ad set for instructables. I'll do the same for, what was the other one? eHow. As you can see, eHow has a slightly bigger audience, 91,000. And, you know, you can put that together. You can put eHow and instructables together. And even in that list that we had, where's the list? This one. I'll go through, you know, the top 10 of these. If I find a Facebook interest, I'll put them all together and stack them, okay? And the benefit of this is that, okay, yeah, these are small interests. However, they're very, very targeted, which means that you should be getting a lot of purchases. And as that purchase data fills up to your pixel now gets very smart. And this is where the algorithm does the work for you if you start running conversion campaigns, because the pixel now has all this data on all of the conversions, and it will start looking for those people who are most likely to convert for your campaign, okay? So we're just going to assume that we pick one of these interests. Let's say it was eHow combined with instructables. So we could tip it over 100,000. So 130,000. So yeah, we combine those interests, that's fine. But let's say you wanted to find more interest using this tool. I remember I mentioned that, right? So let's see, do it yourself. DIY. Yeah, it's the audience. This is it. Let's see suggestions. So Facebook also provides these other suggestions. So DIY on its own is another interest that we can add. I'm going to actually add that to the sheet just so you know how my brain is kind of working things out. So this is a separate interest, okay? DIY on its own, okay? And then you can find another one, like, I don't know, life hacker, that could be another one. And Facebook is telling us what to do here. But the reason why I would say you don't need to start here, and it'd be smart if you started with these ones, because these are ones that not everybody's going to find, because they're going to be less competitive because not everybody's looking at those ones. But the ones that Facebook suggests, everyone that comes to create a campaign inside of Facebook in this niche will find those ones, okay? So that's the reason why I would kind of like have a strategy that combines the both, okay? If you really want to make this work. So we have our interest selected. I'm going to remove this one because we don't have all this in one campaign. Then we can then move on. When it comes to placements, again, if you have a bigger budget, you can do automatic placements, and you can then let Facebook decide where you're getting the most conversions from. However, Mobile newsfeed, as you should already know, is like the go-to for Facebook. It's where most of the conversions are going to come from anyway. So if you don't want to gather data yourself, you can just skip that step and just do mobile newsfeed. So just deselecting all the ones that I don't want to run on. Cool. Cool. Facebook newsfeed, perfect. So it should say 1 of like 13 or 14. Yeah, perfect. 1 of 14. Cool. Optimization for delivery. So we're running a traffic campaign. At a minimum, we want to do landing page views. At least optimize for that variant. Then the next phase up is obviously optimizing for your purchases because you're not collecting emails with this flow. So optimizing for purchases will be the next phase up. Okay. So anybody that visits your landing page, Facebook will track that, and then they'll find more people that look like the type of people that are visiting your lander. Okay, which obviously is the people that are interested in your campaign. Now, daily budget. When it comes to Clickbank, you want to look at the average. I would say the initial order, so the initial cost. If you head over to Clickbank for this offer, we're looking at $50. So I would say that the minimum per ad set should be $50 if I was running it. However, you may have less budget to spend like that. But I would say like in an ad set, you want to have at least $50. If the offer payout is $50, you need to find the money to make that work. And maybe you just need to reduce the number of ad sets that you have, so you're only spending $50 a day, okay? However, you do not want to run a campaign like this where you are spending $10 and the payout is $50 because it takes you so long to get the data that it's just very frustrating because you're going to have lots of days where you're not going to get anything. And things are going to look like they're looking very shit. Okay, and what happens when things look very shit? Your croc brain gets involved, and it makes you say, you know what, I need to switch off this campaign. It's not working, blah blah. But you just don't have enough data to make a smart decision. So that's the reason why I say that. All right. So for me, I would put 50 on this ad set, and I would make more ad sets with that same budget. All right. So I'll go ahead and press continue. You'd obviously choose your Facebook page up there. Let this stuff load. Okay. Alright, so add media. So what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm going to pull up Canva. So canva.com. Awesome. And we're going to upload some of the images that we found, okay? So I need to find that folder. Where is it? Battery. Okay, so I'm going to put all these images inside here. And if you're wondering, the dimensions for Facebook is 1080, 1080. Those are the ideal, that's the ideal dimensions for you to be able to run on several different Facebook placements, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make this still look good inside there. So put that like that, that's fine. Maybe even a bit. Perfect. Image number 1, sorted. Image number 2. What happened there? Delete that. Image number 2, sorted. And you want to do this for all the images, right? So I'm running with 5 images. I'll suggest that, if I don't want to make things confusing, you could use something called dynamic creators for your campaigns as well, which will make sure that all the images are rotated properly. But you can still run, I would say, 3 to 5 images per ad set without you starting to face issues in terms of an image is not getting enough data, there's not enough spend on an image for you to know if that image is doing well. All right, so 3 to 5. The less, the better, to make sure that all the images are rotated. But at the same time, if you test less, you don't really know if another type of image could have done really well, right? Blowing the others out of the water. Alright, so final image. Let's see, can you even fit this whole thing there? We'll see. See if we squeeze that in on that. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll run these 5 images, and the way that I like to do my test is I like to get a few images that are quite different in terms of the style, the angle, etc. And then if I see that one image is doing really well, I will try to then find more variants of that image to then test. Okay, so if I realize that, I don't know, this image of this lady here was doing the best, I will then find more images of people with their batteries. All right, that sounds weird, but I'll find more images with people in it, just because that is obviously an outlier that's doing very well. So let me see if I can test more and maybe increase the CTR, reduce that CPC even more. Okay, increase my chances of making the campaign successful, essentially. So then I would save this, save all of these, and then that should be ready for me to add into Facebook. And there's one big thing that we haven't done yet, but I'm going to do it in a second. I'll just save that there. Okay, so the thing that we haven't done just yet, and I'm going to do that in a moment, is actually do our landing page. Alright? And the reason why I've left that till last is because it's really, really basic and it shouldn't take you that long to do. Okay? So you add the media, which is the ads that we've just done, the images we just created. So upload. No, not these ones. That's the old ones. These are the new ones. Perfect. And now we have the images, we then want to, update the ad copy. Now, this is very, very important. So when it comes to Facebook, even if you're running a white hat ad and white hat offer, like batteries, like you assume there's no issue with batteries, if you run things in the wrong way, then Facebook can look at you like, something doesn't seem right with this person right here. All right? So it's super important that you set things up in the right way, okay? And you make sure that when it comes to running your ads with Facebook, you are still remaining compliant no matter what niche you're in, okay? Because you could do things that are like battery conditioning. You could have copy that says, shocking new battery changes the world. That's obviously sensationalized content. Facebook doesn't like that sort of content because it's clickbaity, it's spammy, just puts a lot of red flags for the Facebook algorithm and for Facebook users, okay? The users don't like that sort of content. So with this one, we'd not run things like that. I'm going to show you how you can do copy that's a little bit different, very briefly, all right? So let's have a look here. Okay, cool. So I will start writing some copy here. And the way we can do this is, let's have a look. I like to do it from a personal perspective, so I may say something like, spent the past 4 years trying. No, I would always start with let me continue this. I'm just having like a few brain farts where I get my genius from right now. So I spent the past 4 years trying to, 4 years. And then I would insert a job or something that this niche will have. Like, so I wrote, I've spent the past 4 years buying batteries after, buying new batteries after wear and tear. Okay, I spent the past 4 years buying new batteries every few months after they began to get worn out. This has wasted thousands of dollars that I could have used to have more precious time with my family and invest in my business. This has been the biggest pain for me. But everything has changed. My friend Simon told me about a way about a method that I can honestly say has changed my life. In fact, I had to write this post to tell you all about it. Easy battery reconditioning. Oops. And apologies if I'm writing stuff and changing things and blah blah blah. I'm writing this off the cuff. This is completely freestyle. But I'm trying to just show you the real process of how things are created, okay? And usually it'll take me a lot much longer to write copy for an ad, but this is all good. He told me about he had been using EZ battery reconditioning for the past 1 year, past 2 years. And I only found out after questioning him about the fact I had never seen him buy new batteries, despite him on I only found out after questioning him about the fact I had never seen him buy new batteries. You can leave it like that. Okay. Once I tried it out for myself, I actually was quite angry. He never told me sooner. But this is something you'd want to keep to yourself because it is so special. Tap below to find out. Or tap below to watch. Through on how this works. Alright, so this copy definitely not my best copy. However, this copy does do very well, okay? I've run several ads where I've run copy that looks very similar to this, and the main thing is that I'm angling the copy of the ad from a personal point of view. So what does that do? It means that Facebook are less likely to flag me for any reason because it's a personal point of view. Users on Facebook see this as native content, so they're more likely to read through. I'm talking about a pain point that they most likely can relate to. I've made this up completely. I've not done any research on the product. However, if I did do research on the product, I may realize that this is the type of person, this is the customer profile, and I do think from that perspective, okay? If I realize that they're all farmers or something like that, I'll do things from that perspective. And I walk through the problem, I create some sense of like curiosity, and then I drive a call to action to watch the video, which I want them to do, okay? Very, very simple. Headline could be something like, never buy batteries again, okay? Why did I write batteries like that? Never buy batteries again, obviously links to your website, blah blah blah. That's all good. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the ad copy. Very, very basic, I would say. And the next thing you want to do is, and what I say that's not basic at all. Having ad copy like this typically should take you like a couple of hours if you're doing this first time, and then even you've got some experience with it, it will still take you like anywhere between half hour to an hour to write very good ad copy, and then create some variation on the copy, okay, that you can test for the campaigns. Now, what I now want to do is the final step, okay? So we skip the step by going straight to the campaign. The final step is setting up our ClickFunnels landing page, okay? So we're almost done. Set up the ClickFunnels landing page, and we have our end-to-end campaign sorted, okay? And we're ready to launch the campaign. So I'm just pulling up ClickFunnels now on my other screen. But yeah, this process is a repeatable process. No matter what type of offer you run, if you run things in this way, you can still do really well. And again, the main thing is being compliant with Facebook, okay? I'm not trying to teach you a strategy that you're trying to trick the system or anything, because at the end of the day, Facebook is 10 times smarter than you, me, anybody that's running campaigns on the platform. So if you're trying to build a business where you're trying to defeat Facebook's algorithm, then you're always going to lose. So you're fighting a losing battle, alright? So it's best to stay compliant, run things in a compliant way, and just use your brain instead, okay? Rather than tricking the system, just be smarter about how you run your business, and you won't have any issues whatsoever, alright? So let me just pull up the lander I want to use. Okay, so lander's opening up on my other screen. I'm going to drag it down here. Alright. So we have a few landers for different products. And this is one of the landers that we have for easy battery. Just let this load up. Almost there now. Awesome. Easy battery, get access and learn how a dead simple trick brings any battery to life. Never buy a battery again. Because we're doing a click-through campaign, I will just delete this part. Well, like if I want to use opt-ins in future, I'll just hide. So just hide that. And then you can have a call to action like that, or you could put something different, and by different I mean like watch video now. That's another way. But yeah, the main thing is that it's very, very straightforward. You can test out copy on the lander that's a little bit more intense. Maybe like you have some more information around the product or something like that. And you can test out the two variants if you want to test out your landing page. But this pretty much is it, right? So what I'll then do is I'll just copy my URL for my ClickFunnels lander and then paste that in here where it says website, and my campaign is done. I'll just launch that. Then the next thing I'll do is I'll then duplicate the ad set for different interests. Okay, so if I'm testing out different interests, I have good a good amount of audience size per ad set, I will test out with different ad sets, okay? And that's how I can run my tests very effectively. But yeah, this pretty much is it. End-to-end Facebook campaign with Clickbank. You guys have seen some of the results that we're getting right now. Things are going even better and better. We're using strategies just like this running on both Facebook and native ads as well. So if you do want to take things to the next level, you do want to really invest in your business and you want to take things serious with affiliate marketing, you're going to work on your own terms from anywhere in the world, then make sure you check out the link in the description below for a free affiliate marketing training, okay? My name is Richard Oki. I won't see you in the next video because this is my YouTube channel, but I'll see you somewhere soon. Thank you.